Hey, it's Adam, the LED guy, and yes, I do have a problem. Not that serious. Well, maybe it's that serious. I don't know. Anyway, I got two curtain lights that I really want to compare because I like to see the differences between Govee and Twinkly. I think they're the best two product lines on the market. Tried a bunch of other different brands. They're okay quality-wise, but I just like the user friendliness of Twinkly and Govee, and I think they make a very compatible product. But I made a big mistake this time. Okay, I bought this net curtain light for outside, and I bought this curtain light that goes inside. So this one will be going in my gaming room, as if that thing needs any more LEDs. And this will be going in my front lawn, as if I need any more lights for Christmas. Okay? Yeah. So this video is going to be a full unboxing, full installation, full specifications, and I'm going to play in the app, both of the apps, and do real time. You can see me playing in the app as you can see the changes being made real time to the devices. I'm going to share highlights about each one, and you can go to whatever chapter you want. If you haven't liked me, subscribed to me, turned on notifications yet, please do. I only have about 0.5% returning viewers, and about 99.5% of you haven't seen me ever. Anyway, we're having fun here on this channel. Can't wait to dive into these curtain lights. I've never had curtain lights. Looking forward to it. And this one is ginormous. Just ginormous. All right, let's open these bad boys up. Okay, this Twinkly curtain set is actually designed to go vertical. It's 7.9 feet tall by 1.6 feet wide. Has high density 500 LEDs. And it is compatible with Razer Chroma and Omen. It can mirror your screen. It's got transparent wire. As of now, the Twinkly models are spliceable, so you can get as many curtains as you want. You only need the front section of the owner's manual. Okay, with the Govee, this is just a massive curtain. This one is 15 feet by 6.5 feet. It has over 1,500 LEDs, so it's going to be 60 pixels wide by 26 pixels tall. This is a single curtain model. It does not support slicing. If you want a big curtain, you're going to have to get the bigger version. And it's also not backwards compatible with version 1. Okay, but you can do a lot of things. You can do visualized patterns. You can do smooth GIFs. Like the Twinkly product, you can use your smart home device to activate it. You can also use Matter with Govee. Okay, because this needs to be pulled tight and I'm doing it horizontal, I need to make sure the screws are in a stud. So I'm pulling it, checking, putting a green laser so I know what vertical is, so I know where the other stud is. And this took, I don't know, about 15 minutes. And so then when I turned it on, I got to tell you, super disappointed. I thought this looked like total crap. Total tchotchke junk. And I really hated it. I'm like, no way. So I moved it into my living room, hanging here next to one of my white trees. And honestly, I'm way happier. All right, so for the Govee curtain light, I've decided to put it outside in my front lawn on a frame instead of mounting it on my garage door. I wanted the neighborhood to be able to see it better. My house sits a bit back on my property. So I bought these 2-inch PVC pipes. They're 10 feet long, and I'm gonna need two 8-foot sections next to each other to fit these on. And these have to be tight on there to look the best. So I need to open these up, lay them out, and make sure that I build the frame exactly as I need to build the frame so that'll fit tightly and have it look nice. So I'm gonna open one of these up, lay it out, do my measurements, cut it all up. Got my saw right here. Got the PVC glue to put this together. I'm just gonna put the 90 degrees on the end because I need to be able to disassemble it when it's not the holiday season. Put it in the storage. So there'll be some temporary joints and some permanent joints on it. All right, let's do this. Okay, this one was a lot better to unbox than the Twinkly. The Twinkly's connected at the bottom, and it turned into a bit of a Rubik's Cube to get it figured out. I almost just cut it up and threw it away. It was so frustrating. But this one, because they're not attached to the bottom, they all just lay out very nicely. I mounted 3 PVC pipes into the ground, banged them about a foot into the ground, put the top crossbar on, and then mounted the lights. It probably took me about 45 minutes to get the poles mounted and everything. So just on this installation here, I wanted to show you I zip tied the wires on and the control boxes, including the Wi-Fi plug here and the on-off switch here. I wanted to keep it off the ground. So everything's been zip tied to the frame, just so you can't see it from the road. And then the last thing is I'm actually gonna attach the bottoms here. They make a really cool tool that these beads clip into. So I'll do that next. Last, that'll keep the ends from crossing like this. Got these little things all attached right at the right time. It was really windy here and the strands were blowing all over the place. I zip tied it to the poles and it wasn't going anywhere. Turned out really well. When I decided to move it to a vertical setting, it took me about 5 minutes to install the Twinkly. It was super simple. 2 screws in the top, clipped into these little U brackets. Adding Twinkly devices usually pretty easy. I had a little bit of an interesting thing happen with this one. So you go into the Twinkly app and you hit the plus button, add new device in the top right corner. It'll search for the device. Once it finds the device, it wants to know what type of switch it is, so don't cover your switch. Hit the button, and then it'll detect the device. Hit next, connect to the Wi-Fi. You know, you'll put your Wi-Fi information in. So I did that, and then it came back with this error message. It's already attached to someone else. So you can either send a request to have someone add it, or you can reset the device. Well, of course I'm going to reset the device if I'm allowed to do that. So that's what I did. Took a few minutes, but then I got to rename this one to Twinkly Curtain. Once that's done, Curtain. Once that's done, then it's saved. You can add that to your smart home. I do the 3D mapping. This one actually only did 2D mapping, the simple mapping. So with Twinkly, it'll precisely place every single one of the lights that you have. So this is with me scanning it originally in the gaming room. So it changes the LEDs, the different colors, and then creates a map. And from that map, that way the patterns show up exactly how they're supposed to look, and start using the app. And I'm going to show you everything, so you just hang tight. Curtain, very simple. Download the Govee app. Top right corner's little plus button. Click on it. If your unit's plugged in, it'll automatically detect it. You'll have to push the on-off button really fast. You can rename it to whatever you want. Since I have 2 curtain lights now, I renamed this to Govee Curtain. Then once you rename it, pick how it's oriented. So this was exactly how I set it up. Then I could go on, connect it to my Wi-Fi network. It actually needed a firmware update, so that takes a couple minutes. You want to make sure you keep your phone within Bluetooth range. But once that's done, the entire unit will reset, and then you will be able to play around. There are literally tons of options. I'm going to go through a whole mess of them. I want you to be able to see what you can do, what it looks like while you're doing it. So hold on tight, you're going to see it all. Okay, the first thing about the Twinkly Curtain is it's not very wide, right? It's less than 2 feet wide. But you can connect as many together as you want. I wanted to get a feel for what did the curtain look like in its current width. How well did it show patterns? How well did it put different things on there? So I'm just going to run through. This rainbow is one of my favorite things to see. It's just nice, slow, but you can see it has a ton of different ones, like very animated. And actually, this is probably what sets Twinkly apart, I think, from Govee, are the pre-made things have a lot of energy to them. And they're really fun. I do wish that you could control the speed of the changes within the pattern, and I couldn't find a way to do that. So someone, if you know how I can slow the animation down on the Govee, please comment, and that will help everybody out there. Cotton candy, I just like the little sparkles that get added over a pattern. I have that on my net light outside, but you can do a lot here with patterns. And these are just the pre-programmed ones, right? So there is a ton more that you can do besides the pre-programmed ones. So here's the art, and you just can't see much of it. So let's put Marilyn Monroe's face up there. You can see her lip, half of her nose, her eye. You really need to have 2 or 3 curtains to get the full effect of this art, like Van Gogh's Starry Night. Venus, I mean, it just doesn't show up well. But the patterns show up really well on a single curtain. If you're going to do the art, you're going to need 2 or 3 of the curtains. You can go in, there's an entire DIY world that has created stuff that you can use from other users. I didn't have time to go into that here. Govee, on the other hand, just a ginormous canvas of what you can do. And so I'll just show a couple of colors. Like this is just, I did it all red, did it all green, and it puts out a prodigious amount of color. When we go to the pre-made scenes, there are over 200 of them in this Govee curtain app, or for the Govee curtain in the Govee app. So you're gonna just have to figure out, play with them, see which ones you want, and it just does some really fun things. I mean, from the road, I had people slowing their car, getting their phone out, taking pictures, taking video. It was just something very different. You can see here Santa Claus dancing. I would like to make one call out. I'm very disappointed in both Govee and Twinkly that there is not one Christian related reference animation to choose from. Every single one is about Santa Claus, is about Frosty, is about presents. There's nothing about the birth of Jesus, Bethlehem, the wise men, the manger, the angels singing. Like, there's a ton of things that they really could have done. And yeah, you can tell me Govee's Chinese and it's communist China. Well, if you're going to sell in the U.S., you need to be able to have some of the things in the U.S. And then, honestly, Italy, right? It's the birthplace of Christianity. Rome, I mean, come on. There were no Christian offerings from the base version of either one of them, which really, really disappointed me. But anyway, I'll continue to show you a few of these. I mean, this is a merry-go-round. Actually looks like a merry-go-round. There's just some really fun stuff, whack-a-mole. And it's so hard to get the camera to show it, to focus it. But when you're sitting in your yard, it looks exactly like it. Like this octopus, you got different animals, elephant here, a couple guys fencing, sword fighting, whatever. You're going to need to play around with it for probably 30 minutes or more to see everything. It's just so many options. And your kids will love it. Your family will love it. Like, they'll want to play with it. They'll want to switch it. Your neighbors will come over and say, hey, do you have anything, blah, blah, blah. Like that guy just doing push-ups. Like, what in the world? So it's entertainment inside of entertainment. It's like Russian nesting dolls, right? It's the entertainment of the curtain, but it's the entertainment of the app. So yeah, bunch of stuff. You can sync it to music. There are a couple different music syncing platforms. I'm not going to put audio outside this year, but there are things that you can do that are really fun with music syncing. But probably the best is this. And I know I didn't show this for Twinkly, but I went and looked at all of the different things that users from around the world have created and have uploaded so that people can use it. And there are some really cool things out there. The Grinch making a heart. You can see this guy made Frosty. So get the app open and explore. You can make your own pixelated images and upload them. You're going to have some fun with this. Santa, stop here. Santa, stop here. Santa, stop here. I think this one's really cool. You talk about the elf on the shelf. And so this guy's an elf on the shelf. I'm back. But to me, The greatest value in the user community was I actually got to find some original Christmas content. Yeah, I'm talking Bethlehem and 4 BC. And so I typed in nativity scene, and sure enough, I got it. So they have Mary in her traditional blue. You have the 3 wise men on camels. You can't see it, but the stars on the right behind the app. You've got the manger scene in the barn and the whole thing. So I was just really happy that I found that. And that's the one that I have displaying in front of my yard because I want to know the true reason for the season is Jesus. Okay, so clearly not having a Twinkly bigger option or an outdoor option was a problem. And I forgot about this earlier on, but I did go to Amazon and I did go to twinkly.com and look for a bigger curtain. And they have them. And they have outside ones, but everything was sold out. So I don't know if Twinkly just didn't make enough inventory or word's getting out, but they didn't have the curtain I wanted. So I ended up buying that vertical curtain. Clearly did not work in my gaming room. Horizontally looked terrible, but I think it looked really nice next to the Christmas tree. I almost bought a second and third curtain just to increase the graphical size, but I didn't want to deal with that right now. You can. I would recommend at least 2 of those panels. I don't think a single panel is going to be good from a graphic standpoint, but if you just want a nice ambient feel or look or something, Twinkly's got all of those things covered. But if you want to enjoy what the user content out there is, you're probably going to need another curtain. As far as Govee, holy cow, 1,560 LEDs. You can put whatever you want. Like, I could do an animated GIF of Jeremiah Smith catching a one-handed touchdown pass at Ohio State. Like, it's a big screen. You can do a lot with it. Again, both companies, please create Christian content for Christmas. It is our second most important holiday of the year. We shouldn't have to rely on users for that. And also, I would like to have you create software so that I can animate my own GIFs within the app. I don't want to have to do that in Adobe Photoshop or Premiere or some other third-party app. I want to be able to do it in the app. Either way, I'm going to enjoy it this year. You'll enjoy it. You pick which one you want. Pick one, pick the other, pick both. You're going to have fun. You're not going to go wrong. Merry Christmas. We'll see you next time.